Spy Family is the next property under attack by the woke ESG brigade. We're going to talk about what they've done, particularly with the Capcom Works, the Capcom promotion involving Your Forger, and how they absolutely butchered this and butchered their response. Let's get into it. This is, of course, The Legal Mindset. I'm Andrew Esquire, Florida attorney over here in Asia, and we're talking about the controversy regarding models, regarding Capcom, and specifically regarding Your Forger and Spy Family. I want to get into this because Spy Family is a beloved property. I was just in Japan for 2 weeks and there were Spy Family posters everywhere advertising the new seasons, the characters, the merch. It is a beloved property and it's one that's been much under attack. It's been much under attack because it promotes traditional family values, because there's a dad, a mom, a child, a dog. It's very wholesome. It's a wholesome thing. It's very much not degenerate. It's very much a pure property about a family that isn't a family coming together to support each other, but also having a fun comedic story that really is good for children and adults alike. But this property, this intellectual property, this anime, which has great characters in Lloyd Forger, in Your Forger, which is the husband and wife of the story, has very masculine in Lloyd and feminine in Your roles. And Your is a very attractive and feminine character in all of her portrayals, which, you know, you can see very clearly that she is a feminine woman. She looks very feminine and is quite attractive in the portrayal. Well, of course, Capcom, in pushing out a new mod, advertised Your as being a new attractive female addition to the repertoire, adding in a new character for you to play with. Well, the end result was not so good. In fact, you can see that the end result, she looks more like a troll. She looks absolutely atrocious. Kind of wide shoulders, pig-like face, no curvature. It's absolutely something that even in your worst nightmares, you'd have to be trying to ruin it actively to create this model. People had to go out of their way to create an unattractive model, to create a bad-looking model. They must actually have disdain for the property itself. And the reason why you know this is casual modders. These are people at home with no budget, just working themselves on a mod, have come up with various mods to make Your back into the attractive anime accurate version, showing a version of Your that looks like the anime, that has her natural curves, that has her accurate body, that looks like it's portrayed and as it could easily be portrayed in a video game. But it's because of the ESG elements at these corporations and this crusade where body positivity and fat acceptance means everybody must be ugly, everybody must be hideous in order for them to be happy. This is what is being pushed at Capcom. Now, beyond that, Capcom, when it saw these mods, said modding is equivalent to cheating, which means any person caught modding can be banned, removed, even sued. Further than that, they said it's an offense to public morals, which is actually a crime in Japan. So they're threatening modders, particularly Japanese modders, with criminal penalties, threatening to sue them under these premises. And I think it's an absolutely vile way to act. But this is, of course, par for the course for game developers. Game developers have been on this track of self-inserts. We remember the hideous Spider-Man insert where the female developer, the female team member, one for one inserted herself into a game and created this kind of hideous character just because she felt like having a self-insert. And this is a path that games have been on, which is why we need to stand against these mods. We need to stand against, rather, those that would fight mods, not against the mods themselves, but against those that would fight mods, against Capcom fighting mods. We need to speak up, stand up, boycott the games when you have to. Don't buy from these developers. Support independent gaming, support other platforms. try to do different and do better, because the more money we shuttle to these gaming companies, the more we support their crazy woke ESG policies. I know it's difficult, and I know sometimes it's very frustrating to not be able to go into a game or play a game because they're supporting these policies. But the real way to fight these folks is to boycott them, is to say, look, I'm not going with Capcom because I know this is what they're doing. I know this is the path they're sending us down, and they're sending us down the path towards poor media, because they continually want to insert and keep inserting not just themselves, but characters that have very, very much distasteful body types. Now, we know back in the early 2000s, there was peak female diversity. There were beautiful women, there were smart women, there were classy women, there were sexy women, which really represents true femininity, which really represents the full spectrum of women. There were tomboys back when tomboys were allowed to be tomboys and not immediately transitioned. But this is not something that is allowed in current reality. They don't want to look at how women look in the rest of the world, sitting over here in Asia. That's not how your forger would look. She wouldn't look like some weird hybrid pig person. She would look like a very attractive young lady, which is how she is portrayed in the anime and how she'd be realistically portrayed, even if by a cosplayer. But when you are going out of your way to make a model ugly, to make a otherwise beautiful character hideous, you know there is an agenda, and we all need to stand up and fight that agenda. Until next time, guys, take care.